What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the LiQWYD Workshop and part 2 of the Frog Lady Container Challenge. If you've not seen part 1, go back and have a wee look at that. While you're there, please remember to subscribe. So let's just get back into it. Let's do this. So I've marked where I am going to cut the jar. Right there. So with the first pass, that is not too bad. So that's the second pass done. I'm pretty close to the line. And it looks pretty flat. I want to put the ring on. That looks pretty good. So now the jar is cut, it's time to cut the lid down. So I need to take the top bit off. So natural prop, there's a clear bit on top so you can see inside. I've got some acrylic, I'm just going to cut to shape and just stick inside. But I do need to cut this. So yeah. For the hinge, I'm using this guy. This is actually off a security tag of a bottle. You know, when you go into supermarkets and things like that, they have the plastic thing to stop you from opening it. My mother-in-law had an online delivery dropped off last year and it still had the tag thing on it. So instead of getting them to come back to open it up somehow, I took it apart for her. I literally just drilled the pin out. Shouldn't really be saying that, telling people how to do that. But if you go to a supermarket with a drill, that's dodgy looking anyway. So this will be the hinge. This will be stuck here. Another bit will be stuck in the jar and it'll just hinge open. But now we need to cut this. So that is the lid, all sanded and fitting perfectly good. Once I get a bit of glue on there, especially on the bottom rim, it will seal up quite nicely. So I have cut out the bands that go round the container. So this bit down here. Right, so what we'll do is heat it up with the hairdryer just a wee bit, just so I could bend it round properly. So after trying to heat these strips with the hairdryer, it didn't work. I just wasn't able to get enough heat into it. After that I tried my heat gun as well. I gave too much heat and it ended up melting. So third time lucky, I used my oven instead. So I just put the strips in the oven at 90 degrees Celsius for a minute or so, and it came out so pliable, I was able to do this. Perfect little band, twice. There you go. So that's most of the strapping all done and bent. So I have cut out the back of the container. So I've got the main plate, which will get some holes cut in it. Then I've got these parts which go round here. So they'll get stuck like that. So I have got most of the back strap finished. As you can see, I've got the framework on the side, I've got the bits that will glue to each other. These will glue to the straps that are going to be on the jar. We've added some details on the side. On the actual replica, there's like wee round things on here. To me, it kind of looks like almost like tighteners for the straps. So if the straps are attached to this, you would tighten them and it would tighten the straps. So I'm going to use some bottle lids and just stick them on there. Yeah. So I'm now in the process of drilling the holes in the slots for the leather straps. So I'm going to cut in between these holes and it's going to make a wee slit. So here I'm just trying to make some faux screw heads. Looks pretty good. So now onto the front wee box at the bottom. It's like a wee compressor unit. It looks like a compressor unit anyway. So time to glue it up. So that is the front box pretty much done. I just need to glue this wee guy on here. So I am getting there with the front control box. This is the design I made up in Illustrator. Quite a simple design, to be honest with you. And control box so far. As you can see, that is quite small. But yeah, it is getting there. And there's the front control box. It's turned out okay, but yes, I have used Lego pieces for the switches in this bit and a couple of side bits. I'm now starting to glue everything together, so I've got attached these guys to the bottom base unit. Started gluing all the straps and things together, and I've started gluing the straps in place to each other. Now, one little thing I have done is for the control box, I've decided to use little magnets, and I've got magnets on the back of the control box as well, so it will just attach like that. One of the reasons was because of the shape of it, I wouldn't be able to glue it properly because of the curves and the flat back of the flat back of the control box. And at some point in the future, I would like to try and light the control box up. So with the magnets, I just need to take it off, modify this, then I'll just go back on again. So that's all the band glued together. Now, I haven't glued them properly because this is just the practice jar. I've used some masking tape on the back. So once I've painted them, these bits aren't glued yet. So once they're painted, these will be glued together on this guy. So that is everything primed and ready for the next coat of paint. And that's everything painted. A very dirty metal look to them. So now that the base layer of paint is dry, I need to start assembling. So that is the straps all glued on. You notice I've left the bare PVC so I can stick the PVC together. Also got this, the hinge on as well. This is the first time I'm going to try testing it. Working hinge. Yes. That's brilliant. Now we do have a little clip to go on the front. It is looking great, to be honest with you though. The bottom bit is pretty good looking too. I did a bit of light dry brushing on the pipe just to make it look a wee bit more metallic. Yeah. So next step, gluing this on. I'm going to use as much glue as I can, since there's plenty of area. It should just grab, but I am being over the top with the glue. So that's it all pretty much together. I just need to attach these leather straps to the back, give it a bit of weathering, but it does light up. So before I did the wash, I made a little gasket for the lid. There you go. So I'll put a thin circle of craft foam around there. That way, when it seals, it will actually seal. You've actually got to push it down to actually get the catch on. Like so. Now, I don't expect this to be able to turn upside down, not leak. I'm pretty sure that will do that. So I'm now going to go on to weathering. Now, my thought behind the weathering, you guys know, if you've seen my videos before, I do love weathering my props. But my thought process behind it is, this container is holding this woman's very valuable eggs, and she wants to keep them as good and fresh as possible so she can transport them. So she's not going to put them in something that is really dirty. For the most part, it should be quite clean. So for the weathering, I'm going to go quite simple with it. The way I've painted this, I gave it a coat of grey primer, then a matte black on top of that. Then on top of that, I gave it a light dusting. Now believe me, this was really light, of silver spray paint. It gave it the texture. Then on top of that, I gave it an even lighter dusting of black. You could just about see the speckling of it. I barely touched it with the black, and it gave this nice metal shine to it, which looks like it's worn metal. So even just for this, I'll be quite happy, but I am going to give it a wee bit of a slight dirty weathering to it. Yeah, it's going to be quite quick and subtle. Yeah. Now, do forgive the bandages on my arm. You probably noticed this. I just got tattooed yesterday. It's a wee bit minging. So I have some black acrylic paint that's been watered down, and I'm just going to get into it. And I'll just start with the control box. So I'm literally just going into the wee nooks and crannies. There's a good word for you, crannies. Nooks and crannies. Then I'm going to just use a kitchen towel to get most of it off. So there isn't very much difference, but it is just very slight. So we'll just carry on with this and the rest of it. So that is the weathering pretty much dry. It is very subtle, as I said. I wasn't going for a full dirty prop, but the base paint coat helped a lot anyway because it looked weathered. Yeah. So that's the water in. I've not put the eggs in yet. I'm going to leave that for the big reveal. Yeah, I've glued up the leather straps. I don't have anything else to do them with, so they're going to be loose. So it is just a mix of water, some blue engine coolant, and some Buka to give it a wee bit of cloudiness. So good. So there you go guys, that's it done. Jabba, Grogu, what are you doing? What are you two up to? Ah, you better run away. Caught in the act. That's for you. No. No, they're not for you. Bad. Oh, didn't try doing that force sensitive stuff to me. Aye, funny. Very funny. Ugh, I can't trust them with anything. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's done. It's turned out brilliantly. I love it. It looks great. I'm really happy with the finish of it. And look at the eggs. They're not all floating, unfortunately, but it's something I can maybe remedy in the future. So I just want to thank Whitey for putting out this challenge to us. It has pushed me quite a lot. I've done things that I've never done before, but it's all turned out great. So guys, keep an eye out for any of the other challenge videos. There's quite a few out just now, and there should be another few coming out sometime soon. I'll try putting some of the links in the description below so you can check them out, the ones that are up just now. But yeah, this has been a really fun project. So guys, thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, and hit that notification button. I'll see you next time on the LiQWYD Workshop. Are you guys back?